My name is Jenova Astan Effendi from Cita Hati School West Campus. In this video, I present to you my research project, the valorization of fish scales as potential organic fertilizer. Now, maybe a question pops up in your head. Why fish fertilizers? There are many other fertilizers out there. Well, majority of those fertilizers are synthetic and they are not good for the environment. They can cause water pollution from eutrophication. And that is why utilizing fish scales as fertilizer may reduce fertilizer pollution, minimize industrial or household fish scale waste, and increase the economic value of fish scales. Now, the first problem statement that we want to answer is to what extent, if there is, can fish scales act as fertilizer? Hypothetically, fish scales can act as fertilizer better than the use of regular compost. This is a claim that is supported with the fact that fish scales contain the three main components of fertilizers, which are nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Next, how does the type of fish scale affect the effectiveness of the fish scale fertilizer? Now, different environments result in differently adapted organisms. Some type of fish scales may have lesser amounts of NPK content, meaning that a decrease in effectivity, and vice versa. A similar research was done on the growth of mung bean plants with added fish scales as fertilizer. When compared with the control group, the sample with the highest amount of fish scale fertilizer treatment, it is a huge increase. Tests were also done on the fish scales to analyze its chemical composition, and it is revealed that the fish scales contain 2.82% nitrogen, 72.7 milligrams per 100 grams of phosphorus, and 89.4 milligrams per 100 grams of potassium. Nitrogen, which is a part of the important NPK content of fertilizers, will increase the acidity of the soil or compost since it goes through a process of nitrification. Connected to this, plants tend to grow best in soils that have pH level of 6.5 to 7.5, which is more on the slightly acidic and neutral value. The process starts with the preparation of fish scales and fish scale fertilizer. Gurame, tilapia, and milkfish fish scales are collected, dried in the oven, pulverized, then mixed with water to make liquid fertilizers. Next is to start planting the lettuce plants. Initial height of each plant was recorded and labeled, with 3 samples of lettuces for each treatment. Plants are fed with the fertilizer once every 2 days, and their height measured every day. Last step is testing and calculation, where the height percentage differences is calculated. Then samples of the compost are tested for their pH levels. The first figure reveals that the control group shows the least percentage change, meaning that the fish scale fertilizer successfully increased the plant height growth. It can also be seen that milkfish FS gave the best result. Figure 2 is a compiled data of each compost pH level. It is shown that the control group is slightly alkalic, while the rest, which are the fertilizer groups, are slightly acidic. Compared to the literature review, the preferred pH level of soil for lettuce is 6 to 7, and the control group is a little off this range. An ANOVA test was also conducted on the plant height and compost pH level data. The table clearly shows that the control group is significantly different to the fertilizers group, both in plant height and pH level. With the results obtained, we can conclude that fish scales have the potential to be utilized as organic fertilizer. Plants treated with the fertilizer grew a significant height compared to the control group. The type of fish scale used can also be seen affecting the results with Milkfish FS fertilizer seen to have the most effective fertilizing power. For future research, root length is to be recorded, there should be prolonged use of the fertilizer, and different plants used in the experiment. Nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium content of the fish scales should be tested, and a phytotoxicity test should be conducted as well. The following are references and sources used. This ends my presentation on this research project. Stay safe and stay curious. God bless.